Hello everybody and welcome back. Alright, if you haven't seen my previous videos, go ahead and watch them. We went over a couple tutorials on how I make my videos, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to turn a YouTube video that you've made into TikToks or just vertical content for Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. You can ignore everything on the right. This is just extra stuff for a future video that I'm going to be doing. What I like to do is I like to copy my video by holding Alt and dragging, just so that if I accidentally need to go back and make changes, I can. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all of my markers and stuff. I'm going to remove the outro because we're not going to need that. I'm going to remove all of the music. So this is my music track. I'm going to remove the intro. Now what we're going to want to do is separate all of these clips into different sections. I guess you could say 1 minute block sections. If you don't know, at least on YouTube, whenever you upload vertical content, you're only allowed to do a minute long. You can do longer, but on YouTube it won't count as a minute long. On TikTok you can upload like up to 10 minutes. Hey, little update, so YouTube actually does allow longer videos now. I think like up to 3 minutes, but my point still stands. I don't think you should upload too long of clips, so I would just try to keep it to be around a minute long if possible, but if you have to go over, then you should be fine. But if you only upload to TikTok, you can make these as long as you want. I just thought I'd point that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be breaking up all of these different clips into 1 minute long sections, a bunch of them, and you'll see that in this time lapse right here. I forgot to mention one thing, and this is the same thing that I probably said in the previous video. One thing you have to remember about is audience retention rate. So try to put your funniest clips at the beginning of your TikToks because it will keep people watching longer. If you put boring clips or unfunny clips at the beginning, people might click off and then you won't get the views that you really want or the likes that you need. I know that sounds like a no-duh, thing to say, but you'd be surprised how many people don't think of that. One thing you can do to help you is put a marker at the 1 minute mark, and if you go up to markers and you make sure ripple sequence markers is unchecked, then whenever you're ripple deleting, this marker should stay at the top, which is one thing that you want. Again, I've probably said that in the previous video, but I just thought I would mention it. Alright, so now that you can see, we split up all of the different files into different little sections. And what I'm going to do now is add music to them, which is pretty easy because our video already has music. So all I gotta do is copy the music from here and just start putting them over. So I'm gonna move all these files down. I'm gonna select all of our music, and then I'm gonna copy it over here. I'm also gonna make the music track bigger. Honestly, we only really need the music track because everything else is already edited. Remove our intro and outro music. All right, now we're just left with the background music that I use. And so I'm going to start just dragging them over and putting them with the thing. I'm going to edit them to be closer matched later on, but for now, this is all we have to do. If you don't have enough music tracks for like all of your things, just start copying them again and reuse them if you want, or you can just put your own music. I mean, it's up to you. Now I'm going to make sure that they line up with the start and the end, and I'm going to mess with the fade out to make sure they fade out on time. All right, and the good thing about reusing music that you've already used in your video is that the music is already tuned to your video. So the, audio levels are already matched. You already have, well, at least for me, I already have fade outs and stuff. I don't have to go through my files, find new music, mess with the audio levels and stuff. I literally just copy and paste. Makes it super easy. All right, now what you're going to want to do, obviously everyone's video is different, but for mine, as you can see, I have subtitles and images on top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these, all the top files, so everything but the audio. I'm going to raise it up a level, and then I'm going to select all the video clips. So as you can see, these two are my subtitle layers, and this is my image layer. So these are all the gameplay right here. That's what this layer is. I'm going to copy it down. And now what I need to do is I need to go ahead and nest all of these top layers. So for me, it's like the colon button. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do this for all of these top layers, except for the bottom layer. Leave that one blank for now. And now I'm going to do that again, but for the bottom layers. And what this is basically doing, think of it like for the top layers, it's putting all of these files in like a folder. So you can still edit them by double clicking on the nest, and you can see it will bring us into basically a folder for it. But you'll see why we're doing this in a second, and it's because we're going to be adding effects to everything all at once so that everything is uniform. All right, and I'm going to put all of these nested sequences inside my clips folder just to get them out of the way. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to go up to sequence settings, and we're going to reverse these. So instead of 1920 by 1080, we're going to do 1080 by 1920. So this is going to put it into vertical, as you can see. And we can press OK. It's going to give you an error and tell you that there's going to be like deleted stuff, but we don't care about that. And as you can see, it's in vertical, but it doesn't look good yet. All right, now what we're going to want to do is select this bottom layer and up the scale until it fills the entire canvas of our thing. So for me, that's at level 177. I might go 178 just to be safe. And then what we're going to do to this bottom layer is go into effects and find blur. I like using Gaussian blur, but it's really up to you. And we're going to apply it to this bottom track, and I'm going to add a blurriness of 15, maybe. Might look good. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. And then for this top level, we're going to measure it out to match the different sides. What you can do is you can hide this back layer. You can see the entire video shows up on the vertical. By default, this is 100, so it's going to be zoomed in, and it's going to cut off some of your subtitles and stuff. So that's why, you know, we go down. For me, it's 55. For you, it should probably be the same. And then if we re-show this layer, as you can see, the background is blurred. The main video is right here. I'm going to play it for a bit so you can see what it looks like.
God, this song makes me want a beard.
And we're basically essentially done, but I'm going to show you a way to kind of speed up this process so you don't have to apply the blur and the scaling to each and every one of these, because, you know, that's pretty time consuming. So if you want to do this the old-fashioned way, all you do is select the motion, select the blur, press Ctrl-C, and then click on each of your bottom tracks and just press Ctrl-V on each and every one of them. And this is going to automatically apply the background blur and the zooming in. And then it's the same thing for the top layer. You click on the top layer, Ctrl-C on the motion, then click on all the, you know, the top layer ones and Ctrl-V. What you can do to make this even faster is if you select the bottom layer, you click on Gaussian blur motion, and you right click and you hit save preset. You can save this as a preset in your effects. You can see I already have one right here. We have background video blur, so this is my Gaussian blur and my motion used for the bottom tracks. And then I have another one for the top layer. So if you click on motion and you go to save preset, I have one for my main video zoom. So I just undid all of my scaling and my blurs. As you can see, everything's back to normal. So what you can do with presets is select all of the bottom layers and then click and drag the background blur to all the bottom ones, and then select all the top ones, and then select your main video zoom effect to all of your top ones, and then instantly all of your clips already have the zoomed and blurred background and then the zoomed out video, instead of you having to do this for each and every file. And that's it. You should be done. All you got to do is go ahead and select your in and out point, do Control M or go up to export. For me, I already have a preset for this stuff. I just called it, you know, this TikTok. All you're going to want to do is you can select whatever you use to render your video as, but select it in vertical. So for me, you might have seen the 1080p video. What you can do to change this is just go to frame size, custom, and then flip these around. So instead of 1920 by 1080, you do 1080 by 1920. And as you can see, it's a vertical video. And that's it. You just got to go ahead and render each of these. If you have Adobe Media Encoder, it makes it really fast. You can just preload all of these into Media Encoder and then press play, and it should be done. From then on, you can upload them to YouTube. And if you want to upload them to TikTok, you can do it on desktop just by going to TikTok's website. However, the TikTok website is kind of janky. I haven't tried it in a long time, so maybe it's gotten better, but you can't like add music and stuff. If you've ever uploaded a TikTok on like your phone, you know what I'm talking about. So what I recommend you do is, you know, you upload all your ones to YouTube, but then you plug your phone into your computer and you drag these files into your phone and just upload them from your phone onto TikTok, because then you can add music and things like that. One final tip I'll give: if you go to this website right here, rapidtags.io/TikTok, you can insert whatever your video is about. So in this case, it's a Rainbow Six video. So if I type in Rainbow Six Siege and hit enter, it's going to automatically give me a bunch of tags that I can upload onto TikTok. And yeah, that's all I have for this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments if this helped you. And if you have a question, you can leave it in the comments. It might take me a bit to get to it because I don't check this channel too often. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.